We are here with the wonderful Ione Skye to celebrate her new memoir, Say Everything, which is a New York Times bestseller. Mazel tov.
Thank you. Coming from you, that means a lot. Thank you.
It's so rich with language and process and film lore, and
Right, yeah.
and people are just wanting to ask. It's like the same. Tell us about the pussy, the penis, and get into that. It's like, oh my God, no! And you are always, Ione, you're always graceful. It's always about like, it's always going to be about the sex. It's always going to be
Yeah.
okay, what is it that you wish people talked about more?
I feel really, most people, I've had so many great texts and people say, "Oh my God, I was crying. Like, this is so amazing." So I've had everything I wanted to get after, when you do work and you get the response from people, you respect. Like that's sort of the dream. Like you want the people you look up to tell you how amazing your work is because you admire them and they're like, "Oh my God." So, and then just friends and family and just random people just so all of that's been like above and beyond incredible. And yeah, I guess and the sex stuff is kind of funny because I didn't I was sort of wanted to tone that down and not have it in there, but then I can't remember. Someone was saying like it's sort of fun to have it almost in a funny way to have sex scenes in a memoir. It's also just sex scenes were a challenge. Like I didn't want them to be cringy. I poured over words that were like, ugh, like because sex scenes are so hard. So I kind of felt the challenge of it was fun.
You talk about the body issues and Marina Sullivan.
Oh
We
yeah.
I love the quote that she says to you that one thing that I also thought was like interesting because I had the same thing with my memoir is like I hate all the words. Like I don't want to say pussy's gross. My mother always used to call it cunt and it would make me, I was like, Mom, stop calling it that.
Yeah.
And um I didn't know, and vagina is very clinical.
Yeah. I
Like,
mean, I think I only use it like clinically when I'm like looking whatever because of the teenage body book or something. So it's like clinical because it's from that book. But I would, yeah, there's no good word for it. I don't think yet. There may be, but I can't think of one.
yeah,
Men have better words. Yeah.
I mean, did you read Miranda July's book?
I, d- I hate to say that I didn't only because now I will, only because while I was writing, I was so careful. Like, firstly, I get afraid. I get like scarcity mentality, and I have to always remember what Zoe Deschanel said to Ben. He said, "How are you so good at the business, like your mentality?" And she said, "I just always felt there's a lot of room at the top." And so I have to remind myself because I have very like if I see one book, like I didn't read Moon Zappa's book either because I'm like brunette, sort of around my age. No, there can't be more than one book. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to wait. I read the things that I felt I could read. It's so embarrassing how, like petty I can feel. But now I'm going to anyway. But I know she writes great sex. She actually took one of my sex scenes, asked if she could put it on her Substack because I think she's really into sex in books or something. But yeah, I love her move. I loved her movie. I forgot the name of it. I love her work. I love
Me
her.
and everyone. But Miranda July has no problem with that. I think it's pussy. And
Right.
it's just I read that for permission. It's like, oh, okay. I can I, it's oh, because it's not innate for me. There's still
Yeah,
shame.
yeah, yeah.
Still like,
Yeah, I know.
okay,
That's a bummer.
let
But
me get
yeah,
um but I appreciate it. I spotted when I'm like, there's this kind of I wonder, like, how if your mom was kind of like my mom, because my mom was a Bronx Jew, and but she wasn't. a a beautiful bombshell, but there was this pull away from the shame, and she went the other way, like, here's a mirror, explore yourself, know it. And that made me just like the other way. But at the same time, there was this, because she was so steeped, you cannot escape it, your time.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, my mom was obviously had a great love life. I mean, she like loved sleeping with people she loved to sleep with, like, not to in a crazy extent, but just like in a open way, in a way, like whatever. But she also had a modesty and a embarrassment. Like she would never really want to talk about sex, or she would sort of, it was sort of like blush worthy, whatever, to talk about certain things. Although I know, she like enjoyed the 60s kind of whatever openness of sleeping with people. But yeah, she was very kind of like, I sensed she still had a lot of like that kind of shame.
So Marina Sullivan said, you know, dear, she said, physical beauty. This is when she saw that you were like worrying about a spot on your face. Physical beauty can only be spoiled by lines of discontent. If you live generously without concentrating on yourself, you'll always be lovely. Sensing this was more than just a beauty advice, I made a point to remember it.
Yeah.
It seems like this is something, I mean, because you have the world telling you, who is it who tells you to watch the snacking and you're
Yeah,
dipping?
Polly Platt.
Yeah,
But it was just like, I don't know, Polly Platt was, she was could be so mean, but also she was just like so incredible. Like I just saw her daughter, we had like a Q&A for Say Anything, and her daughter loves her, could barely watch the movie because Polly Platt was in it. But also, her mom was amazing, but could be mean too. Yeah, I mean, the weight stuff, it's like, even if you're not in the business, I think for women especially, it's almost unavoidable to not think about your body. But yeah, it's like a lifelong thing. And I'm still now getting older, I've got a whole new, I don't know. It's like the weight is just doesn't come off as fast as it did. And, but I'm now just, I lean into just exercise and just like, look, as long as I feel I'm doing something, I'm not like Demi Moore. I'm not really a great exerciser, but I do it now consistently, and that makes me feel way better. But yeah, it's always a shame to look back and think, wow, I can't believe I was giving myself such a hard time. What you perceived back then versus what you really was going on. It's so different. Yeah, I remember being kind of blown away, like with other cultures. The first time I was like, in other cultures, curves are actually considered, or just other time periods. Like my mom, like the 50s when she was a teenager was more curvy.
right.
And then there was Twiggy, and then it got really, yeah.
Yeah, and Kate Moss and all of that, and
Hmm.
the whole waif kind of look, and that was just incredibly painful. How have you navigated with your daughters the whole,
I
whole
mean, not well, because they grew up hearing me kind of put myself down, which I didn't realize until they were like, you put your body down in front of us. That's terrible for us. And I was like, what? Oh, yeah. And I didn't even realize I was doing it in like even minor ways, like grumbling, trying to get ready, like, ugh, or whatever it is. They still, it wasn't good for them. But it's not a horror story. Like I've never, because I thought I've never in a million years would ever criticize their body, only praise them, only praise them. But even me putting myself down, that's what upset them and gave them the message that certain things were wrong. So I did well, but I wasn't realizing that that was also part of it. It's like how you talk about yourself is matters also.